Welcome back to Face to Face. I'm John Ralston. Chuck Kozak, Northern Nevada attorney candidate for the U.S. Senate and the Republican side, is joining us today on the program. All right, healthcare reform. Here's what you say in your usual mild-mannered way on your campaign website about the healthcare reform measure. If I'm elected as your next senator, I will lead the charge to repeal the bill before it takes effect, to kill it before it kills you or someone you love. Now, come on. That's a little bit hyperbolic, isn't it?
No, not at all.
But you're going to start doing the Sarah Palin death panel thing on me now?
Well, if you look at Sarah Palin's article in the Wall Street Journal and what she says about that, it's very clear. There's probably 6 or 7 bureaucratic agencies, these are not doctors now, that are set up to determine what healthcare procedures are effective, and I think they call it comparative effectiveness. And then they have another term they call cost effectiveness. So what they're going to do is they're going to go look at your health profile, and then these bureaucrats are going to determine what your end-of-life treatment is going to be, or what your treatment is going to be if you're an elderly person and you need this procedure. They're also going to determine what procedures are going to be allowed to be implemented under this cost effectiveness bureau. So the practical effect of that is going to be healthcare rationing, and it is going to come down on seniors, and it is going to influence what kind of care you get to prolong your life.
But don't you think that's a legitimate issue for seniors to talk to their health care providers about what kind of end-of-life care they want, what's going to be effective? Shouldn't you have some qualitative and quantitative analysis of what works and what doesn't, and what person's quality of life will be at the end of their life?
If you're talking to your doctor, yes. If you're talking to some central planning grand wizard, Washington bureaucrat about it that you don't even get to talk to.
Central planning? Were we back in the Soviet Union? No, you're living in the days of Ronald Reagan.
We're headed there. We're going to get there, because what these diktats are going to do is they're going to tell the doctors what treatments are going to be available. They're going to tell the doctors what is cost effective and what is comparatively effective. And if you don't think that's determining how long you're going to live, then you better wake up.
What would work? What needs to be done?
Here's what needs to be done. And this is something that we've given considerable thought to. What we need to do, first of all, is block grant this Medicaid back to the states. And then what we need to do is tell the states, if they're successful in meeting or coming in under their block grant, they get to keep that federal money. Then we need to give vouchers for these Medicaid people so they can go out and get insurance on the private market. Right now, Medicaid people have it really rough, because when they go in, a lot of doctors don't want to take them because they're not getting adequate compensation, because the Medicare people are cutting back on their payments for Medicaid people, so they have to wait in line, and it's having an effect on their life expectancy. With vouchers, and that would be supplemented by the states if they can't afford it, and then they could get regular insurance on the market. And for these very, very high-risk people, we could have high-risk pools, and the states would subsidize those also.
Now, aren't you? I understand what you're saying about this. Now, those are very free market, pro-capitalist kinds of solutions to this.
Yes,
on the other hand, don't you worry about the classic problem when the federal government does something like this? The unfunded mandate to the states. Okay, we're going to get the federal government out of this business. We'll give you this block of money, then you do it. But what if it's not enough money?
Well, see, we have precedent here. This is what Ronald Reagan did, and this is what the Clinton administration did with aid to dependent children. They actually block granted to the states, and once the states had incentives to make sure that able-bodied people who came in were finding jobs, they reduced welfare payments by 67% in just a few years. So there's precedent here. We can see this works. This is the way you do it.
Medicaid, people who are on Medicaid have insurance. There are a lot of people in this country who do not have insurance. Should it be a goal of government to get all those people covered?
Yes, and under my plan, they would be covered.
All of them?
All of them. We wouldn't have, like under this Bacchus plan, 25 million people still hanging out there, and we're taxing everybody, and we're going through all this regulatory expense.
How would they be covered? Could you give everyone vouchers?
Yes. People would get vouchers. The states would subsidize those vouchers.
That's going to cost money. You're making it sound like it's all free.
Oh, no, it's not free, but it's certainly a lot better than what this trillion-dollar experiment we're about to embark on through the Bacchus bill. Much, much cheaper. Probably, who knows, a tenth of the expense.
Well, we
and
should know.
you have, well, we can find out. And you have control. You've got the states handling this locally. We've seen this works because it worked with the welfare.
All right, Chuck Kozak, appreciate your willingness to come on the program. I hope you come back when we have a debate among all the Republican candidates.
I'd love to.
All right, if we can find a studio big enough for all of you folks. Thanks for coming on the program. Good luck in your campaign.
Okay, thank you.
If you want to contact me, you can email me at ralston@vegas.com or call me at 650-1970. 76. You can also go to LasVegasSun.com, click on my page for the program schedule, links to the program, my columns, and my executive producer's blog, The Final Take. You can also download the program straight to your iPod by subscribing to the free Face-to-Face podcast on iTunes. You can also go face to Facebook. Check out our video links, see a schedule of upcoming programs, post your own photos. Ooh, that sounds dangerous, and more. Just search for Face-to-Face with John Ralston. On the next Face-to-Face, Republicans aren't alone when it comes to targeting Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. A new ad by a progressive organization questions Reid's resolve on the public option. Will the divisive Democrats prompt Reid to lean more to the left? Or will the strategy benefit Republicans in the long run? Hear from splintered factions of the Democratic Party. That's in the next Face-to-Face.